Hey everybody, time for a little bit different kind of video talking about my Dell E1505 laptop. Now, most of you probably don't know that I actually am a computer tech for a living and actually have been for the better part of 20 years now. And so I really do like computers a lot, especially hardware. I love working with my hands, so it's kind of one of those things that translated into the hobby pretty easily was the fact that I love working with my hands. And one of those things was building computers. So this laptop is, I said, my Dell E1505. I bought this laptop brand new in early 2006. This was bought with my own money, as I said, brand new. And it was probably the last laptop I actually bought. And you can see it's still running, still going strong. So when I bought this, it had a 1.6 gigahertz single core Intel Core Solo processor. This was in early 2006, before the Core 2 Duos came out that summer. So there were no dual core versions of that available at the time. And I had to wait a little bit after the release of the 1505 because I was waiting for the ones with dedicated graphics. And this laptop actually does have dedicated graphics. It is an ATI X1400. I think it's 128 megabytes. I'll have to check here. See, it's running Vista, mainly because the hardware is too old to run anything newer. And the second reason is I actually like Vista. I'm one of those really weird people that likes Vista. In fact, both this laptop and my main computer run Vista, and my work PC would too if they would let me, but they require 7. But I've been running Vista since the day of release without any problems whatsoever. So maybe it's just because I am a tech and I know what I'm doing. I don't have any problems with Vista. I like Vista more than 7, 8, or 10. Just the way it lays out. And again, I'm very much in the minority when it comes to that. So anyway, but it came with that. It came with 512 megabytes of RAM and Windows XP Media Center Edition. So the reason why I bought this laptop was actually to play games, and it surprisingly does that pretty well, or it did, especially back in 2006. The X1400 is a pretty low-end card even for that time, but the screen is only 1280 by 800. So, and I specifically did not get a higher resolution screen because I knew running at the lower resolution would make the graphics better. I spent many hours playing both Need for Speed Most Wanted and the original EverQuest on this computer. I don't really play video games much anymore because all that time has been shifted into miniatures. So I don't have time. So I'd rather spend the time building and painting than playing games. So I've upgraded this thing many times over the years. It is now running a Core 2 Duo T7200 at 2 gigahertz dual core, which is the fastest processor this can handle. It has 3 gigabytes of RAM because it's running a 32-bit version of Vista. And I even upgraded the hard drive from the original 80 gigabyte 5400 RPM to now a 250 gigabyte 7200 RPMs, and I'm actually considering upgrading that again sometime soon to maybe like a 250 gigabyte SSD, which would extend those things' life even longer and probably make it quite a bit faster than it even is already. So the parts are newer than the laptop is. I think that the T7200 is the next generation after this, so it's at least a year newer, if not 2. Keyboard's been replaced several times. Everything still works. The trackpad works. The screen is flawless. The same screen I had 10 years ago. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this laptop. I have taken it apart several times. I have redid the thermal compound with Arctic Silver, as should be done. I don't even think I've had to replace the cooling fan on it. It still keeps it nice and cool. It is quite a bit of a hot laptop because it has a video card and the higher end processor, and it also is pretty heavy. But again, it's 10 years old, so it's not, and it's really designed to be more of a desktop replacement than a portable laptop. But overall, I absolutely love this machine. Some of the nice features, I do like these multimedia buttons, so you can't see them where you're at. It has these nice multimedia buttons up here in front. So what I would do at my old job is I would set up music or a podcast or something, close the lid so it wouldn't distract me, and then I can pause it and do the volume controls from right up here without ever opening the lid. And one of the striking things about this laptop when I got it, and it still amazes me, is the built-in speakers are very, very good. Surprisingly good. In fact, let's fire up some Need for Speed Most Wanted, and you'll see what I mean. The screen is glossy, so that's why kind of at the funny angle.
Hi, I'm Josie Marin, and I play Mia in Need for Speed Most Wanted. Make sure you do all your racing in the game. On the streets, drive safely and responsibly, and wear your seatbelt.
Some volume to it. Let's just do a quick race here. Looks good. Got my handy dandy wired Xbox 360 controller. But anyway, just a few seconds of gameplay so you can kind of get an idea of the speaker. I don't know how it's going to translate on the mic and YouTube, but the sound of the speakers is just absolutely amazing. It's loud, it's clear, it's an entertainment laptop. That's what the E stands for, because they had a business version called the 6400. But the E for entertainment, and it actually shows the speakers are just for a laptop are just outstanding. Really, the separation is there. You got all their nice long, nice high range. So that's one of the best parts about this laptop, I think, and the fact that it's still running flawlessly 10 years later. So anyway, I bought this laptop for $932. All the upgrades were pretty much free. They were scrap parts from dead laptops I was able to salvage at work, and so I translated that for inflation. It's $1,100 today. I don't know what you can get for $1,100 on a modern laptop, but I'm sure it would be a lot better. I don't know if you could get especially when it comes to dedicated graphics, because the fact that the only reason I bought this because it was a budget laptop at the time that had the dedicated graphics, and that's very, very unusual these days, I do believe. In fact, when I do look at new laptops, if it doesn't have dedicated graphics, I'm not even going to bother. So yeah, I guess that's all I want to talk about. I'm very happy with this laptop still. Outside of games, just like in Windows, Facebook videos, there's absolutely nothing it can't do as far as that goes. You know, just Java games or Flash games on Facebook, YouTube videos in HD. It can handle it. It's got plenty of power for that kind of stuff. So there's no reason to replace it. Again, I don't really play video games that much, so I don't need to upgrade for that. And well, yeah, I just want to I guess this is a great video. I love this laptop. I've loved this laptop for a long time. It's one of the best things I've probably ever purchased as far as usability and longevity and reliability. And I think it's important to celebrate things that work. So it's more than 10 years I've had this laptop, and it's just as good as new. Of course, the upgrades haven't hurt, of course, but it's as good as new, and this is an absolutely fantastic laptop. Well, that's it, and thanks for watching.